I'm Preston Brooks, retired U.S. Navy captain, U.S. Naval Academy graduate, and currently a professor at Oakland University. I'm running as the independent candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives in the 8th Congressional District, Michigan. I'm running as an independent because the two-party system in Congress is broken. The congressmen are putting re-election, ideology, and party ahead of the interests of the people. And why? All because of the influence of money in politics. Congressmen spend 75% of their time raising money from PACs, special interests, and corporations. And those PACs and special interests expect a return on their investment. They expect to be able to influence the legislation. In my campaign, we're not taking any PAC, special interest, or K Street lobbyist money. I'm asking individuals to give up to a maximum of $100 each to our campaign. Our government is based on a very simple contract, a contract between we the people and our elected representatives. The obligations of our congressmen are to represent we the people and not PACs, special interests, and K Street lobbyists. We the people have an obligation, on the other hand, to know the issues, to know the congressman, and make the best selection we can based on that knowledge. There are 3,800 people who have signed my petition to get me on the ballot as an independent. There are thousands more who would like to declare their independence from the two-party system in Congress, and by the way, that's become known these days as dysfunction junction. So how am I going to break the gridlock in Congress? It turns out that my opponent, the Republican incumbent, Mr. Rogers, claims to be bipartisan by meeting with selected Democrats behind closed doors, in private, thinking that the leadership does not know that he's meeting with the other side. We don't know what's being discussed, we don't know who he's meeting with, and we don't know if there are any outcomes at all from these private and behind-the-doors meetings. I, on the other hand, intend to be an agent for change as an independent. I can take a good idea, whether it's an R idea or a D idea, and with like-minded people, we can work together in the open, in open session, completely transparently to do the people's business. So the next question is, what about health care? We're never going to make any progress in health care until we get our arms around the costs. The health care system is the most expensive in the world in this country, and we're 20th in outcomes. We have to pay for outcomes, not for services, as we're doing now. By an outcome, I mean taking a sick person and making them well, using best practices. By services, I mean ordering lots and lots of unnecessary tests. So until we do that, the healthcare system is going to remain broken. Now, I believe in revising, not repealing, the affordable healthcare system. And that's because it's based on two fundamental American principles. The first one is personal accountability, so that we're responsible for our own health insurance and to be able to take care of those who are unable to take care of themselves, the blind, the disabled, and the elderly. Now, what about taxes? Nobody likes to pay taxes, but I am for extending all the Bush-era tax cuts for all persons making less than $250,000 a year, which is 98% of our population, and letting the tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans expire, which will add 4% to their tax rate. I'm also in favor of taxing capital gains for those making $250,000 or more a year at the regular income tax rates. For corporations, I believe that we should close all the loopholes and lower the marginal tax rate for all corporations to 20%. Every company that does business in the United States should pay some alternative minimum tax. There should only be tax credits for bringing jobs back to the U.S. that have been outsourced, for research and development, and also for hiring veterans. I would also suggest that we should have the shareholders of those corporations, since they're owners, to pay the corporate income tax per share so that it can't be passed on to consumers. If you are ready to declare your independence, if you're ready for an independent voice in Congress, then I'd like you to look for me, Preston Brooks, on the November 6th ballot under no party affiliation, which is an independent. I work for you. I'd like your support on November 6th. Thank you very much.